Hey, Stewart's Chapel, this is Don Pierson, and this Don Counts behind the camera, and this is Wednesday's devotion. And I'm connecting some scripture with some events or stories in my life. I want to take you to Psalms 91. And I want to talk about our God who is the protector. I'm going to tell you two stories about how God is a protector. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in the darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked, because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. No evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot, because He has set His love upon me. Therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Two separate stories. Man, there are so many. I could share so many stories of where God protected me from great harm. One happened right between, it was also in Belize, right between Santa Elena and San Ignacio. And back then, and they're still there, by the way, the connecting Santa Elena and San Ignacio was a one-lane bridge over the river. It was a long one-lane bridge. There was a narrow walkway for those that would walk across, and by the way, more people walked across the bridge than drove across the bridge during that day. There was the only red light in all of Belize was at that bridge. Because it was so long, the light would let you know when it was time to go, red or green. And so you would make your way through. On this particular day, my family, my wife and I and my two children were in an old Ford Bronco. That old Ford Bronco was in pitiful shape. It had been bought by the International Mission Board for us as missionaries, but it had well lived its time. It was a good, dependable vehicle, but it was pretty worn. There was holes through the floorboard. You could actually see the ground as you drove. The back window had been broken out. When I actually got there, the back window that would swing up was completely gone. I had found the glass from an old stove door. And I had taken that glass out of that old stove door, and I had made a plywood frame, and I had hinged that to the back so that we could close it during the rainy season to keep the rain from coming in that back end. So the four of us are going across the bridge. We get to the light. We wait. There's a long line this day behind us. There's a long line in front of us. We're all waiting at the light to get to the other side, crossing from Santa Elena to San Ignacio. As the light turns green, the vehicles in front of me begin to move. not too many vehicles in front of me, maybe 2 or 3 in front of me, was a small pickup truck. That pickup truck, the back end was loaded with people. We're slowly going across the bridge. All of a sudden, the sky goes black. I mean, it is black. And that black cloud descends upon that pickup truck. When it does, the traffic stops. We're in the middle of the bridge. Behind me are cars. There's no way to turn around. You're stuck on the middle of a bridge, and the vehicle's in front of me. All of a sudden, the people that are in the back of that truck begin to jump off the bridge down into the river. It was a long, long, long way. A swarm of killer bees had come and settled on that truck. They had been up the queen had settled up in the rafters of the bridge, and when that truck was crossing and making the noise across that steel bridge, and those people in the back of the truck were talking, and the bees swarmed the noise. The noise became louder, and pretty soon, all around us and the car, the people that were walking, everybody is running and jumping off the bridge. I tell my kids, stay still. Do not move. Do not talk. And in that Ford Bronco, the 4 of us sat afraid, praying underneath our breath. It got so dark that at one point we could not see through the windshield. There were so many bees around our vehicle. I had already shut it off, shut it down. Other cars behind me were doing the same thing. It seemed like an eternity that those bees swarmed. Finally, they moved on up in front of us to the front of the girders of that bridge and settled. Now you got to understand, this is Belize. Right across the bridge was a police station. Now when I say police station, it was a little bitty concrete building and it actually had a jail, and there was a little courthouse in there. The officers had, all I can imagine, there was a store not far. All I can imagine, they had gone to a store and they had gotten a bunch of cans of like Raid. And they approached that bridge with that incredible swarm of bees with that Raid. And it all started again. Now they killed a whole bunch, and eventually the bees moved on, and we were able to cross. On that day, several people died. Some died from the bee sting, some died from jumping off the river. But on that day, covered by that incredible dark cloud, God protected me, my wife, and my 2 children. So much so that all 4 of us tell that story. Psalms 91 is an incredible psalm of God's protection. I told you I was going to tell you 2 stories. I only got time for 1 now, so that's it. I love you, Stewart's Chapel. See you tomorrow.